And we're live on the twitch.tv/Xisuma playing Hermitcraft. Okay, it's definitely Hermitcraft here. It's not single player world. Well, actually it is. We'll be on Hermitcraft soon, peeps. I've started this one off a little earlier just to tell you my plans for the villagers and throw a bit of an idea out there. I've been trying to figure something out in my head over and over again. So before we jump on the hermits, jump on the server and join the other hermits, I kind of wanted to share where I'm at with this idea for the villagers. So I need a couple of things. Also trapdoors. And then they would have a workstation. And a villager. Here we go. Right, so when you put a villager on 2 bits of carpet like that, it doesn't use its AI, I believe, right? It just disappear. Now, if we also have a trapdoor on here, as you will see, we will be able to put these side by side. Should have really started this actually, you know, further away, or at least going in the other direction, not going towards stuff we've already built. Okay, so now we can put these side by side. They can reach these over here. They're dancing because they want to get to the thing, right? We can put blocks above their heads. No, I'm not trying to type. We can't put blocks above their heads. Maybe it's because they've got a bit more space. Let's grab slabs. Okay, I'm aware there's a whole bunch of people tuning in saying hello. So hello and welcome, everyone. You know, I'm not going to be explaining this for every person coming in. So if you're watching this like over on the second channel, watching the replay, feel free to suss out what's going on here and leave me a comment or something like that. Now what we'll also do is just use slabs at the back. So now they can't escape if something were to nudge them. They are now confined to this area. This is where I want to put our keepers, like the ones that we're going to permanently trade with, right? We're going to find a way to get them in this space like this. Then we can come up to and trade with them. It might be better to put these behind, but here's the problem. We need to bring a zombie villager back here because I also want to be able to convert these villagers. Now, I don't really want to go in manually and lay down rails and bring in a zombie to convert them. So I've been trying to think of ways that we could have a zombie villager back here. And the way I think I've seen other people do it in the past is that you have a zombie villager. I'm confusing my terminology. You have a zombie confined to an area like this. So if I put a zombie in there right now, it would attack all of these one by one, right? But I want the zombie to go to the villager that I want to convert. And in the beginning it will be a lot of them, right? I want to do it over and over again, but with time some of their prices change. I want to reconvert them. I need an easy way to give a zombie access to these villagers. And a couple of ideas have come to mind, right? And just now I think I've had a bit of a eureka moment. Yeah, okay, so if these are on, they're blocking the way. I was kind of thinking about maybe using fence gates, which might also work. But if their pathfinding is good enough, let's say that's a blocked path they can't access. So let's go ahead and make the path we have here bigger. Then all of these are here to block access. Like that. And then if we had a zombie in the space, let's go ahead and find a way to confine the zombie in here. Because I don't think it can climb up into that space unless we lower it. I also hope having a zombie nearby doesn't like mess with their trading. Like make them scared or something, so... Okay, yeah, there's that. Alright, buddy. We'll use your friend. Okay. So now, when I lower one of these pistons, is it going to walk over? Oh, it does. The only thing is then, how do I get it back out after? Maybe if the... Oh, wait, it can't attack it as well. So it's not actually capable... Oh, maybe it's targeting... Right, it's targeting a different one, which doesn't help. Now, maybe we do something like this. Back here, and then it realises, oh, I can only go there. No. So that's about as good as I've got. Stino112, thank you for 36 months of support. Appreciate it, my dude. Sanastratus, thank you for 8 months of support. Official Glib, thank you for the Prime. Kalarian99, thank you for 11 months. And Sniper1974, 64 months, a whole stack. How am I today? Really good, actually. Nice, productive day. Ate a lot of food. Worked out twice. Did a bunch of recording. All the things I like doing, so all good. I reckon that maybe what I want is sticky pistons. That being said, we have to juggle a bunch of variables here. Like, maybe if I have a sticky piston with a slab, I'm thinking now maybe what I need to do is like block the view of the villagers entirely. Ah, oh, that's because there's that there, right? Well, that's fine. This is all experimental anyway. Right, in theory, you can't go back in there now. So if the view of them were to be completely... This doesn't work either. Chat, suggestions? I don't see any. I don't see any suggestions. I mean, if you don't know, that's fine. I just thought we'd have some peeps. Put pistons under the villages. You can lower them down to where a zombie can hit their feet. Right, but I want to keep them on double carpets so that they don't use their AI. We're trying to make this like server friendly because there's going to be a lot of them. Double pistoning extenders. Yeah, it's possible. When you add that, though, you start to add a lot of complication, right? So if there's a way to very easily do a double piston extender here, then great. But I'm worried that things might get a bit too tricky at that point. Try to look up a tutorial to Storm Rider. I've been doing that. I've been looking them up, but they all seem to do very different ways of doing things. I saw someone do something where they had like a path behind these that the zombies could go to, but I couldn't find that. I saw it like a long time ago and didn't really think much of it because I wasn't doing villages. Replace the pistons with a sticky, move them a block down. Not sure if that fixes the problem. Like, from what we first saw, we need to both hide the villager and then open it up. Which might be able to be done something like this, but both of them would need to open up. Or maybe not. Hang on, let's reassess. So a zombie can fit in that space. Let's get rid of this. The zombie can fit in this space. The other thing is like, okay, so the zombie walks in. How do I get the zombie to walk back out again? I got a horrible feeling it might not be doable this way. Okay, Zombramum says instead of double carpets, put them on a cart. They won't pathfind. I'm not sure if they do or do not. Oops, pathfind when in a minecart, but I'm trying to make this lag friendly, so reducing entities. The idea is that you put them on carpets. The zombie needs to see the villager's head. Ah. Lure it with another villager. I guess, yeah, I guess I could create like a lure back villager. What if you use water to move it, says Inferno Alex. Just imagine how complicated it would get when you want rows and rows and rows of villagers. Do an Impulse Season 7. Ah, okay, I'll have to go check what Impulse did Season 7. Iron doors? That open and close? Yeah, that could be pretty good. Let's check that out, because that's 2 blocks, which is the same height. So, I'm thinking it would be like that, behind you. So that... Why did it just make that sound? That was weird. So that would lock out every villager, and then when we power the block... lock out every villager. However, apparently they need to see their eyes. Technically, the villager is locked in at that height. Before, we had a slab here where we didn't actually need to. So all of this can be technically raised up, I believe. So let's try with this iron door thing. So now, they should be able to see them at eye level. And we should possibly be able to open the iron doors one by one. We either power from above or below. There we go, right. So then our zombie will roam this space here. And we will probably have like a lever up top here. You know, if I'm down here, like that's already a little tricky to access. Technically, I don't think these guys will jump out of here, but if I do that, they're technically not locked in, are they? Unless I put like something on top of the blocks, then I think they can't escape that, but they would jump from a carpet to a carpet, so if they tried to move, I think they could technically escape that. Maybe that just means I need some blocks at this level. Right, I could even put something smaller there, maybe, like a trapdoor, I don't know. Then I can come up to this and do that to open the door. So let's go ahead and close the door. Put our zombie back here. Zombie has a shovel, so I say, come convert this one. And the zombie... Honey block is best, says Typhoon. Well, the carpet is there to prevent their AI. So this isn't very promising, is it? This guy is immediately, like, not even done anything. Maybe he just sees the iron door as still just being a full door. Have a block between the zombie and villager at foot level, then one empty block at eye level above to block the path. Right, if I do that, that is what you've just described. Okay, that was weird. What? Oh, look. Okay, we changed the trapdoors up here. Not what I wanted to do, really. Okay, these experiments are not going too well, that's fine. So let's say it's this one now. Will that zombie find this one? No, he goes over there. Are you going to find that guy? Just sitting there? So with a block between, it looks like it doesn't even notice the guy's there. If I remove the block, immediately goes and attacks it. That's not very good either, is it? Anyway, I believe it's time, so when this goes out on the second channel, go and comment on it if you've got some ideas. It's funny, looking at chat, people are saying use pistons. We did that. I have the best suggestion, convert them manually, says Storm Rider. I really want to avoid doing that because of what we've designed so far. We've got like the trade station where we find out if this is one we want to trade with or not. Then we're going to send it off to its permanent location. And that I want to be like a really rigorous setup. But the problem is, you're going to want to keep converting these over and over again. So if I can put them in a lag-friendly area where we can have lots of them compressed together, that's the best way to trade with them and for them to be, you know, not too stressful on the server. And now we just need like a zombie or two that hang out behind and help convert them. Have the zombie walk on half blocks and push the villagers down. The villagers won't escape. I can't move the villagers because we want them on double carpets. Maybe alternating slime honey block backdoors for each villager. You can make a trap to release 90 zombies into someone's house. That's how you do it, of course. The old villager trading hall. Just build a trap in someone's base to release villagers. Use the one by Logical Geek Boy. I checked his out and he doesn't have a design that does this, I'm pretty sure. Again, we've got some specific requirements here, but okay, Stinking Stream, I look forward to seeing your comment. Hopefully it is easy. My experience is people say they know the solution and then, you know, you try something. Like, we've tried so many things here, chat suggested. I think it might be too difficult to achieve, but I'm really hoping there's a way to do that. We should get on the server now. We got Jamet515 here for 2 months. Krebstar here for 8. Thank you so much for your support. Right, I was trading with villagers. And I guess what I'll do is put those back in there. And actually, let's do a couple more trades. Okay, here we go. Let's chuck those back in here. And then the rest will go like an ender chest. I'll tell you what, I am so short on space at the moment back here. But that's fine, because I'm going to build a storage system or something very soon, I reckon. I think this season I'm not going to build like a technical one. I'm just going to build a room and do it like the simple way. George Solaris says, can we get more guitar covers? I don't play guitar anymore, dude. Sadly, I just have too many injuries when I play it. Maybe one day, you know, but I prioritize my health and fitness over playing guitar. Tiger Boy, thank you for the Prime. Space Implosion, thank you for the Prime as well. That being said, I played a little guitar on holiday and loved it, man. I might not play, but still absolutely love it. Right, I am so going to build a Nether hub as well as a storage system next episode because this is getting ridiculous. I constantly walk in the wrong direction and I'm going to build a series of tunnels, I think. Reddy says, is your wrist feeling any better? Yeah, it's slowly getting better day by day. I also just got a feeling that I'm just getting used to it feeling odd. But all the posture stuff, I'm just keeping on top of that and it's working. For the least part. I mean, today I did bench press and like felt nothing in my wrist. Now that I think about it, like not only was I, you know, all set and like when you bench press or do an overhead press, like it's easy for your wrists to let the weight fall on them. You need to grip so that the weight runs parallel to your arm. And when I did it the other day, overhead press, I could feel it, whereas on the bench press it felt absolutely fine, to the point where I didn't even think about it, you know? So, somewhere around here, my brain's like figuring it out. It's near Iscal's place. You sitting or standing right now, says Mr. What's It. I am standing. Master Jimmy, 65, thank you for 3 months, my dude, appreciate it. Game Arrow, I am not strapping my wrist. Oh, actually, I have like a wrist strap thing that sort of helps cushion it a little bit, but I don't use it that much. I've got a few little things, like I've got a cushion for my arm as well, and I just sort of change them up as we go. Impulse Raid! Goodness me, welcome Raiders. You are the people that I need to introduce to a problem that I have. Oh, and I don't even get to say thanks to Impulse because you logged out. I have a problem I'd like to share with you. By the way, today's stream, you're just tuning in at a perfect time. It's Hermits Helping Hermits. Me and some other hermits are going to be over here working on double, triple spawner farms. So there's a farm over there, and there's a farm over here, and we're going to make a 2-player farm where 2 players can stand together and bring all the cave spiders to like a killing area. That's going to be like crazy. Totally different type of farm. It would have been 4, but you know, one of them got accidentally destroyed, which is fine. Now, at the beginning of the stream, I was just hanging out with my chat, explaining to them something I'm trying to do. So, let's just catch up with the noises. We've got Impulse again with the raid. Thank you so much, my dude. Dread Panda 2 is here for 3 months. Hanahi 22 has subscribed. Chaos Karasu is here for 6 months. We've got Moonflea for 29. Though Thor 382 here for 2 months. Alsev for 17. Grim Explorer 615 for 15. And Mink of Bane here for 11. Also, I'm sure Impulse has told all of you about Twitch Rivals. If not, you need to go check that out. Hermit Rivals, whatever we're calling it. Where should you go check it out? Great question. On my Twitter, there's loads of information and details. So if you're in need of info, be sure to check that out. We were doing a little bit of experimenting earlier. I'm just going to quickly recap, because I know Impulse does his villagers. Maybe you've seen him do something that could help here. I want to put all of my villagers onto double carpets. I don't want them in minecarts. I am trying to reduce the amount of strain they would have on the server. So double carpets, they don't use their AI. I want them to be very compact next to one another, and the tricky thing I can't figure out is how I could get a zombie to go in, attack a villager to help convert it, and then come back out again at my demand. I want to be able to say, hey, I want the zombie to come over to this villager. Let me press the button, hit the lever, do the thing, and then it will convert it. Obviously, you know, this is just testing, so we don't worry about silly things like this, it burning. But yeah, then after I need this zombie to go back away, and then let me do the conversion thing, and if I need it again, bring it to the next villager I need. It's turtle egg. Interesting suggestion, Moonflea. Could be used to help lure them around. I see a lot of suggestions in chat. What I want you to do is go over to my second channel. When this video gets published there, leave a comment. I'll be reading the comments over there to see what all of you come up with. I'll be very keen to see if someone can find a solution for that. Okay? Like someone just said in chat, put the villagers on pistons. Like, yeah, except I have to have the villagers on double carpets. So I'm trying to do it a very specific way. I could go and look up some other video, some other tutorial, just do as someone else has done, and I may end up doing that. But for the meantime, I would like to try and find a solution that I like, that suits my needs, so we have a unique design that works the way I want it to. That's one of the great things about doing redstone and like redstone engineering, is there's many different ways to do a thing. You don't always have to do it the way someone else has, and finding out your own way to do something is really cool. So like, they're my requirements, and hopefully I can get them. At this rate though, I'm going to need help, obviously. Goodness me, burping. Mad Cow Chow, thank you for 20 months. Don't forget to spam F1 if ever you get stranded with a laptop in an island. I don't get that at all. Nordicacian, thank you for 2 months. Appreciate it. Have the zombie in a minecart, says Anthony. Right, but the zombies are side by side. So then, like, getting them in and out right next to the villagers, how are you going to set up all of those minecart tracks, right? That's going to be some tricky stuff. Maybe it's possible. I know you can tile, like, turns with tracks, but that stuff gets super tricky. And, like, if you make mistakes, it gets kind of brutal. Right, anyway, we're going to need this. We're going to need signs, so I should grab these chests. And we should use oak signs, which we can kind of, like, grab from the area, I guess. Because I've got lots of sticks, and there's lots of oak woodage, so I guess I need my axe. Yeah, the oak woodage is nearby. Oh yeah, there are still some treacherous places around here we should keep an eye out for, off in the distance. You literally have a few of the best redstoners on the server. Is Mumbo online? I thought I saw him when you tabbed. Yeah, but I'm not going to go, like, bother other hermits with the things I'm trying to do, right? Like, they don't want to be bothered with my little technical projects. So I'm trying to suss it out with all of y'all. F1 means help, apparently. Oh, I didn't know that. Anyway, there's a little bit of wood. I guess we'll need a crafting bench. I'm going to change my mouse, because this one is better for, like, more casual stuff, and then playing Minecraft, this other one is a little bit more precise, I guess you could say. Vlad97 Ulian, thank you for your Prime subscription, appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying the stream, having a good time, hanging out, as we do the stuff and also those things. The stuff and the things. Okay, there we go, lots of signs, good. Right. So, there are some things here that are from the spawner that no longer exists. We did have a beacon. We should probably get that beacon back, shouldn't we? Because the beacon allows us to instant mine. That's why we got the thing. You have more than one mouse, says JMets. Yeah, I got a vertical mouse and I got a flat mouse, and I'm possibly going to buy one or two others in pursuit of just trying to find like the healthiest hand position, because these RSI injuries are, you know, a problem. They need to be addressed. Right, what did I say? Beacon? Mm-hmm. Then we'll need an ingot. I love how, like, it's like, let's keep it simple. Then you come over here and it's like, oh no, chest monster. We got G. Busha here with Cheers and Bits saying, Logical Geek Boy is the exact build you're looking for. Well, I'll have to go check out his videos because I thought I looked at his and it wasn't quite what I wanted. But I know I've seen something really similar to that somewhere, so maybe it was in one of his videos. Okay, gotta wait, gotta wait. While we wait for the other hermits, I got a question for y'all. Who here has been listening to Billie, I like to say Eyelash, Billie Eilish's new record? Eilish, right? It dropped Friday, and I can't stop listening to it. It's so good. And I'm gonna plug. We need an emote for the old plug. I'm gonna plug my music. I just disappeared. Magic trick. I'm gonna plug my music blog. Like, if you're listening to the record, you want to hear my thoughts on it, do the Googles, search for Xisuma music blog. I think that record is just fantastic. You should totally go check it out. I really love the lyrics. Like, it's for me, words are like the part of records that usually go over the head, and I love like hip hop and rap, and like even then I can just listen to a record and not really take in all the things that are being said. 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to go down that deep for this one. But like, some of the stuff she's saying on that record is just so mature and smart, and I'm thinking it's so good to have someone say these things who is like this sort of in the spotlight, you know? It's really nice to hear and different to hear such smart and sensible things like coming from someone who's kind of, you know, in the limelight. Dude, like, just get out of here. Just get out of here, troublemaker. Bye, Bryces. Why did you decide against replacing the spawn like y'all were talking about last time? Well, we just asked the other hermits before doing it, and turns out, you know, some people don't want it. And to be fair, I think their reasoning is pretty good. Like, it is like a rare block, and you do take like a little time and effort to secure them. And the fact that it got broken, you know, let's just leave it at that. It got broken. Now, the roof for this thing only needs to be 1 high, so we can put the roof like that. Now we need to get the width right, because I think we're like 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th one is here. I love NDA so much, it's kind of relatable to Zombies Apple. That's one of the songs on the record that, like, the lyrics are like super interesting, but the song didn't quite work for me. There's just there's like 3 songs at the end of the record that I feel kind of like step off the mark a little bit. And otherwise there's songs in there that are just terrific. Like, Not My Responsibility is just like, it's like, thank you for saying that. That's just the whole point. Like, the world constantly commentates on other people's decisions, and it's like, at the end of the day, it's pretty much just none of your business. And she has had to endure so many people talking about her, and it happens to so many celebrities, and like, some of them can't deal with it. It's like such a crazy pressure for these like pop stars and musicians, or even like actors or whatever, to go through. Just like, if you're famous, then all of a sudden everyone kind of like has an opinion on you. And like, I just believe in letting go of most of that stuff most of the time. Like, you don't know who these people actually are. You just see a portion of them, a side of them. What do they expect, says Little Indian? They should expect respect from other people. They should expect for people to be civil and, you know, not invade their privacy, right? God, I hate that argument of like, it comes with the territory. It's just so sad. Like, can't we be better than this? comes with the territory. Just like, should it? No. So like, why accept that? So not into that. Anyway, great record, and like, really enjoying it. Gonna keep listening to it quite a bit, I think. What world do you live in, says Little Indian. I want to live in a world where we strive to be better, rather than just going, some people don't behave right. Oh, that's just it, you know? That's just how it is. Let it be. No. Let's share the better ideas with one another and grow together. Joe will back me up on this. Hang on, let's get in there. Is it a group? Hang on, I haven't got the icons on. It's a group. The group.
Technically, yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Oh, hey, X.
Joe, I was just having a bit of a waffle with my chat on something that you'll back me up on, right?
I can't promise I'll back you up, but I'll hear you out.
I'm pretty
and
sure.
I'll show my position.
I'm pretty sure you will, right? Like, people who end up in the spotlight, in the attention of others, they get harassed. People have opinions about them. They talk about them in public. They become the center of attention. And like, some people will go, "Oh, that's just how it is. Comes with the territory. What else should they expect, right?" And I'm trying to argue with my chat that like, we should expect better of ourselves, and we should strive to treat each other the best we can, and not fall into those pitfalls of just saying there are people who don't behave right in the world, and that's just the way it is, right?
Well, I think in this particular case, we should, well, okay, I'm going to back up. In general, we should always expect people to try and be the best they can. But at the same time, we also have to take logical steps to protect ourselves from people who would cause us harm. Like, you know, if you drive somewhere and leave your laptop in the car, you lock the car. Or maybe you take the laptop with you because it could get stolen. We try to expect that nobody should steal a laptop out of a car, but like, maybe we don't leave it in there anyway, right?
I totally agree. But like, if someone then steals your laptop, like, that shouldn't just be dismissed as, oh, that's just the way it is.
No,
right? It doesn't excuse the behavior.
Yeah, and we should try to have a society where nobody has to steal laptops to afford to eat and things like that. But we have to both be working toward a better future while acknowledging the flaws of the present. Because honestly, if we don't acknowledge the flaws of the present, we can't create realistic plans to create that better future. And what I will say is, in terms of the specific thing you're talking about, which is how people deal with like people who are relatively famous to some degree or another, I think it's important to realize that the people that are quote-unquote internet celebrity is just a new word for folk heroes, okay? And what you see of people and who they are not gonna line up perfectly, right?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with more with everything you're saying.
Yeah, and so as long as people remember that when they're talking about, when they're complaining about somebody on the internet, that they don't really fully know them. They're just complaining about that person's shared part of their experience, not their whole life. You know, it's like talking about an athlete. You know, you don't know what their day-to-day life is. You just see them on the pitch, you know?
Exactly.
And so when I get criticism, I try to remember that some criticism is going to be valid because I always want to get better as an artist. But some people are just here to mock me as a person, right? And at the same time, I need to remember they are seeing Joe Hills, the folk hero, not Joe Hills, the person. They're not working side by side with me in an office every day. If my coworkers said something negative about me when I was working full-time in a 80-person company, you know, 80 people is small enough that you kind of get to know everybody to some degree or another. You know, you're having lunch together, you're going out after work for drinks, you're getting to know each other. Like, I would take that criticism a lot more seriously, because I would say this person's probably genuinely trying to be helpful when they're criticizing me. I feel like even though they don't see me at home, they only see me in the one context of the office, but also, hey, we go out to lunch, we pal around sometimes too. That's way more than anybody on the internet sees of me. And so I need to kind of make sure that I keep a healthy appreciation for that gap between my full personality and the folk hero, quote unquote, image that people see of me. And, I think that helps keep me sane because, there's a lot of toxicity and negativity on the internet, and I wish it was better. And I try to create a positive community in my own area, the parts I do control, like my Discord, my Twitch chat, my YouTube chat. But, there's only so much you can do. And, I'm just doing my best to do my art.
You're right. I'm like 100% on board with you on this. There is a place for criticism, and it's usually from people who know you, that are closer to you. And I just can't stand how that can overlap. Like, people can't see that boundary, right? Like when you have drama out in the public eye, like celebrity lives and things that they're going through in courtrooms and whatnot, just being dragged out by everyone, and people having all these different opinions on it when no one's ever met this person,
Yeah, I try not to do, like, when I do my show and I'm streaming for 2-3 hours a night, there's, some downtime, maybe some lulls in the conversation. And it's always tempting to be like, oh, hey, did you see what's going on in the news today? Did you see this? Did you see that? Let's talk about this. And I try to avoid anything that's about kind of people's intentions or stuff that you can't really judge that way. I've seen a lot of this around the Olympics.
What I do is I go into that conversation, but because I like to talk about these things, but I like to point out exactly what you're saying. Like, you don't know what's going on in their head. I mean, I feel like you're referring to something that a lot of people are talking about right now, and it's like, the end of the day, it's really just down to that person and what they feel is right for them. And anyone who comes in with this other opinion of like, oh, that's wrong or right, it's like, well, you don't know what it's like to walk in their shoes, and you don't know exactly what it is they're dealing with. So, like, why have an opinion on it? And just, like, accept and support that someone has made that decision.
Yeah, and there is an old saying that I personally disagree with, which is, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything nice at all. I would say a better expression would be, if you don't have anything nice to say, do something constructive, either take steps to fix the thing that you don't like, or go do something positive elsewhere. Like, that's one of the reasons that I've really enjoyed streaming and making videos so much during this pandemic, is there's just been so much negativity in all of our lives, and I don't want to focus on that all the time. I want to go make something that brings me joy and brings other people joy. And so, like, if you don't have something nice to say, go put good into the world is what I would recommend.
That's terrific. There are quite a few old sayings like that probably started with great intentions, but like better things come along. Like the old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, right? But like, words can be immensely hurtful, Oh,
absolutely. Also, X, if you could like give me a simple task of like where to put the blocks and stuff, I would love to help right now, but I have no idea what you're doing.
Okay, so I'm making this room to begin with, like, have the right ceiling height and the right floor height. So you can see there's like 6 blocks to the bottom, 1 block above, and it goes out by 4 blocks on each side. And then
so if I start extending the ceiling here that you started, that would be helpful now?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll go grab some blocks and I'll work on that. And since we're in the group, you can keep talking and I won't have the distance drift.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, where to take it from there? I got a little bit heated and just had someone in my chat like berating me, and yeah, I guess I brought all of this like heavy topic over to you.
I'm happy to back you up on this in particular. Although I'm always wary when someone's like, "Hey, Joe, you're gonna back me up on this." It's like, that's not a promise. I'll hear you out. But...
We've been around each other enough to like know where we are at with certain ways of thinking, and to be fair, there's a lot of it in Hermitcraft. I don't know like how, because in some ways it's kind of random, but maybe it's just something about Minecraft just attracts certain types of people, right?
Yeah, well, the open-ended creativity requires a certain approach to problem solving, maybe.
Yep. And also, if you think about what the gameplay is like compared to something like an FPS game, like a lot of FPS players might be prone to being angry, at least stereotypically. The classic getting killed and throwing the controller type thing. Those games, I've played them. They like induce that kind of frustration, and if you don't know how to like handle it, like, so those sort of communities, in my mind, kind of attract different sorts of behavior. And I guess, yeah, like you said, creativity, problem solving. There's also a lot of social playing together in a like way more friendlier context. If you play FPS games, you're trying to shoot each other. If you're playing Minecraft, you're trying to build something together.
Well, and I think it depends, though, to some degree on the first-person shooter. Like, for example, Team Fortress 2, I played on a community server with a bunch of folks who had, like, 4 real-life get-togethers a year. Like, we would all go down to Huntsville, Alabama, and have a big party every quarter. And so, and since Team Fortress is a team game, and the teams change all the time, even though you might get annoyed by somebody that you're playing against this round, you might be on their team next round, and you'll be glad that they're as obnoxiously good at the game as they are. And, you know, the fact that, like, we would all get together for, we had a New Year's party, we had an event in October, like a Halloween dress-up thing. Like, the fact that we would all see each other a few times a year and, you know, have drinks and have a big LAN party and stuff. It really kind of... It's possible for an FPS community to not be toxic. Yeah. But, you know, that's not the baseline. You got to work at it. And, totally. You know, that's another thing about us is our Minecraft community has been worked at more than most Minecraft communities.
That's true.
You know?
It's had its time to evolve.
Yeah, and so I don't know how much of it is Minecraft and how much of it is just the fact that we're 10 years in, too, you know?
Could be that, yeah. The other thing is, like, when you're playing in person with other people, that changes, like, your behavior. You're not going to shout and yell at someone who's sitting next to you like you might do someone anonymous stranger that you're playing with.
Yeah.
Okay, this bit here, by the way, it then drops down again. So every 5 blocks...
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that.
That's cool. That's cool. We're all good. Every 5 blocks, it's going to drop down again. This is highly experimental, by the way, I should add. Oh, and speaking of that, this wall here, we don't want to remove all of it.
Okay.
Like, because the spiders are going to come underneath. We're sort of doing the same thing we did at yours, but making it so the water streams will all kind of bring the cave spiders to a point together.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the... Oh, here it is. Okay. So if this one's lower, it's kind of like the lowest point sets the tone.
Mm-hmm.
So all of this has got to go down to this level.
Do we know... Have we marked... Here's the block where you have to stand to activate as many of these as possible?
There's a couple of spots. I was over here earlier. If you go behind me...
Sure.
Ooh, I can't actually see that one over there, so I'll just break a few blocks. Yes, if you're... still can't see it. Right, I'm activating it now. Oh no, wait, you just jumped over
Or am I activating it? Sorry, you told me to stay behind you and I was jumping around. My bad.
I will break a few more blocks here. Yeah, we should definitely, like, leave a marker, so... Okay, I'm, like, activating it about here, but then not that one.
Yeah.
Okay, now they're active.
Because I was going to say, we might have to be kind of close to that center one there, or maybe on top, like, or are we trying to activate...
Hang on, well, let me double check this wall first. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can actually bring this one block closer, but then that would be something like tinted glass, so you would actually be here. That is quite unfortunate because you can activate these ones all together standing here, right?
Yeah.
I think, yep.
So we've got 2 sets of 3 that you could have running if you had 2 people standing there.
Yeah, and we would like the players to, like, be in this middle area together. So on this side, if we wanted to achieve that... Oh my word.
I think on this side you might need the players to just be kind of slightly above, like, looking down.
Oh, wait, height. That's a good point. So if I go down a block or 2...
Oh, yeah, because it's like a spherical radius, isn't it? Not cylindrical. Oh, yeah, now you're active. Well...
There's not much in it for the sphere. This is the best I can get, and technically I'm standing like where the wall would be. So we could cheese it and make one of the walls smaller, which kind of sucks, but...
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, that's the sort of compromise, because at the point where you're getting 3, losing a tiny bit of efficiency on one of them is a third of what you would lose otherwise.
Is that one over there active? I can't see it because it's blocked.
The one on
the
the right? No. Now it is.
Yeah. I think we'll just sacrifice a little bit of efficiency then. So we can have them, like, on the same side together. So if I sort of stand here... Is that one over there? It looks like it's active to me.
Yeah, all 3 are active now when you're there.
Okay, so that means that the wall here is going to be like an extra block closer. And we're going to have our player on that side. And then just across the way, somewhere over here, probably at a similar height as well. We can put both spots at the same height because we can move the spiders together. Someone asked why don't we put the AFK spot in the center of these 3. Do you know what? There might actually be one other place. So if I come here... Okay, 1, 2,
Sorry,
3,
where'd you go?
4. So here's the wall of that one. 1, 2... Wait, look down. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the wall of that one. Yeah, so standing here too far away from that one by a couple of blocks, sadly. So... I think the third spot is good. Otherwise, we would go stand on the opposite side. I mean, how big of a deal is it that the players are sort of, you know, you're just there, I'm over here, and we're both using the farms together? Because technically, we are just using 2 3x3s in the same area. So if I'm standing like further over there, does it really matter that much?
I don't think they have to be aligned perfectly, because it's not like we're going to stare longingly into each other's eyes for 3 hours. People are probably going to go, you know, get a book or, you know, be doing something in another window if they're standing here AFKing.
Yeah. I would just argue, like, it's the novelty of having, like, 2 spots side by side kind of thing. Would be kind of cool.
It is cool if we can do it, but if we can't, we can't, you know?
Well, we can, we just have to make the wall over here slightly smaller on this one. So, shall I put it down to like a chat vote, perhaps?
I mean, if you want, yeah, go for it.
I'll do that.
Because I'm not sure how much of a difference it's going to make in terms of
efficiency. Not a crazy amount, but like aesthetically, or you know, for the fact that the spots are near each other, maybe that's a bit of a sway. Okay, so what's the question? Right, so the options are together in the middle or...
I think it's efficiency versus symmetry. Like,
yes, basically.
What's more important?
So,
efficiency or symmetry?
Them being away from each other will give you full efficiency, and together in the middle we lose some efficiency, but we have them closer together. So, I'm going to...
What did I just get hit by?
There's skeletons on my... They come running.
Got him. Okay. Yeah, where did he come from? Oh wow, this whole ravine is still... This whole ravine is still unlit over here. Dang it.
Yeah.
Enderman is trying to jump into my eye line. Okay, I might run down here and light some of this up, because this is... Yep, now I'm getting shot again.
My chat wants to see us put them together in the middle. Which I'm happy to do, just because it just feels a little bit more unique that way. I tell you what though, if we hadn't lost the one Cleo destroyed, if she had destroyed the other one, we would have had 3 like just so neatly together that this thing would have almost looked a bit symmetrical in some ways.
Yeah, but what can you do, you know? That's
happens.
just life.
Right, so if you want to help with the digging,
sure.
This one here needs walls and a ceiling. So like one above, 4 out in all directions, but then it goes downwards as far as this room over here.
Oh, okay. So.
And then
bring it
things
down
get tricky and complicated.
Okay. So we're making a clone of this room. So when you say 4 out, it's 4 out just like this room, then the wall.
Yeah, except in one direction, which I'll take care of now. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, and the wall will be there.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be best to just start with the ceilings on these things, because then you can work your way downwards after that.
Well, I was also thinking, maybe, do we want to make the walls out of something that's not stone? One of the reasons that I've used the extra smooth stone on these in the past is that way I know not to cut into it if I'm digging. Like,
yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, maybe I know cobble is ugly, but do we have any other
bricks? You can just.
Oh yeah, stone bricks would be we can make those in our inventory.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
If you want to do it that way, let's go for it.
Okay, I mean, I wasn't trying to make any aesthetic choices without you, but yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm not accidentally digging out something that you just placed.
No, it's really good idea. I usually do that myself. I just because we have so much to do, I just kind of just went stone walls, you know, because I was actually
that's fair.
Chipping out diorite and turning it into stone earlier. But we'll do stone walls, and then it will all be nice and visible. Right, my chat went 78% for Together in the Middle, so with this being like a novel farm, it's like nice to hold on to the novelty, I guess.
Makes sense.
I'm just going to take a quick moment to thank the people putting noises in my ear.
I was just about to do the same. Good timing.
Cool. I think I've done that right. Still in the group call. Hey, we got raided by Music Man. Thank you so much, my dude. I hope all is well. I was doing polls and other things. I was distracted. I apologise. We've been having some deep talks over here. Where did we last get to? Okay. Parties or Patries, is it? Bart, thank you for 7 months. Evil Angel JS here for 11. Are you going to check out Iron Maiden's new LP when it releases next month? I will at least check it out, but I'm probably not going to buy it or listen to it much. I mean, unless I spin it and it doesn't sound like Iron Maiden, I'm probably not going to listen to it because I don't know. When some bands just do the same thing over and over again, it kind of it loses me a fair bit. Okay, let's get in here and start converting some of this to stone bricks. Because I like Iron Maiden, you know, but when you make the same records for a long time, unless that's a band that I'm really into and into that sound, you know, I tend to lose interest a bit. Puzzle Thrack, thank you for 41 months. Night Sport, thank you for 3. We got Deep Sea Diver here for 9. Using the Prime, thank you for using the Amazon Prime on me. And peeps, as I'm sure you heard, streamers tell you over and over again, you can use that Prime to support someone here on Twitch for free. Okay, I do not want to break the spawner. And we want water on these, and then we want signs. Let's go put a block there. And then do the signs. And then do the water. Wait, does that still work? Just press escape? Yeah, that's the way. Okay, we have Barcode 45 for the Prime. We had the Dirk 444 for 3 months. Mercury Explorers here for 17 months. Again, that raid from Music Man. Thank you, my dude, if you're watching. Appreciate it. We have Martinez here for 5 months. Love everything you're doing this season, X. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, because I've, you know, been experimenting, obviously, playing a little bit different than usual. I always try and, change it up each season, but this time I'm not really, flying off into the technical stuff or anything like that. I'm just kind of enjoying playing Minecraft a bit more traditional, I guess you could say. Slime Master 275, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate it, my dude. Let's have a look at chat. Blue Wavy says, X got 5k viewers, that'll be around 1k people chatting at the same time. Doesn't look like too many people chatting at the same time to me, but thank you everyone for tuning in. Be sure to hit the follow button over here on Twitch. Tomorrow we're streaming Mini Metros. The day after... Mini Metros? No, Mini Motorways. The other one. And then the day after I'm taking a break, and then it will be... how do I get out of here? Then it will be Twitch Rivals, Hermit Rivals, Hermit Raiders, all the names. That's taking place on Thursday. And that's going to be a big game, a collaboration between Hermitcraft and Twitch Rivals themselves. So be sure to put that one in your calendar, peeps. It's a big deal. Joe's going to be there. He's going to be hosting the event, which is awesome. And yeah, it's going to be super exciting. If you want to find out the time, check the schedule. It will be converted to your time zone. Let's get back to it. Hello.
Hey, X, just so you know, little baby spiders are spawning in here occasionally.
Ah, did you remove the blocks with the torches on?
Well, I had to, in order to, what do you call them? In order to put the walls in, there were a few torches that had to be pulled out.
Okay.
But, yeah.
That might mean the walls are in the wrong position. It's got to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, that's 3, 4, 1, 2,
No,
3
I counted them out with the torches on the ground. Okay. But, like, yeah.
Maybe they were just put in the wrong position.
I don't know. And is this the height you want for the ceiling too, right? One above the spawner?
Yep, just one above's all you need on a cave spider.
Cool.
And then these ones are going to fall all the way down to this sort of level. Also, where you put the wall on that side, need to combine these two rooms together.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't sure how you were going to do that, so
I'm not
just
sure either.
Open those?
I'm still figuring it out.
Okay. Yeah.
So I know that all of that's going to be ripped out, that bit. Then I guess in this direction it's like... here? I think, let's double check
Yeah.
that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's it. Got to be careful with lighting stuff up as well, because we're leaving all these little areas and stuff things might spawn in.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be like this room here. And then it's going to go way down to the level of this one. It's just bonkers.
Okay. So should the width of the thing overall, should we even have this interior wall here? Like, does this wall serve value?
No, this wall is all part of it. It's all there, yeah.
Okay. Okay, because I was thinking, like, if we're going to have the water stream going straight under the whole way, you might want to be able to see down to that and not have this wall blocking it.
Do you mean when you're using the farm later on?
Yeah. So if you're up at the top of the farm, you know, that wall would be blocking the view of the water stream, possibly.
Yeah, so...
assuming that we replace some of this with tinted glass.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll build it all with stone bricks, and then we'll come back with tinted glass. Because, you know, like, we get all of the first bit done first, just getting all the shapes and water streams going, and then when all of that's done, we can come back and put in the glass and stuff, like, so we can see where we want to see.
Yeah, it can be iterative.
But yeah, if we put in, like, the glass now, we might want to change it later.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it takes forever to break the glass.
Yeah, like, God, the most fragile material in the game, and there's no way to, like, instant break it. I mean, if you want to be realistic.
Okay, so... you had talked about, like, digging out under here.
Are you not sure what to do?
Well, I'm just thinking about how this is gonna go. Like, how does this go then when it hits the next
I don't know.
area?
I'm winging it a bit. Let me go have a look.
Yeah.
Like...
And so like, if we are bringing the floor down from the next spawner area to be low enough that water stream and this water stream are going to combine, right? Like, should the water just be as wide as the entire thing from the very top?
I really don't know. I was just going to look at it once I dug it out and then think about what would make the most sense.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I was kind of like trying to do the top of the room while there isn't like too much to fall down into. But yeah, here, I mean, the water could sort of go diagonal or straight.
Yeah, do we want to? We could make it wind like a river if we wanted, which would look cooler. But I don't know if there'd be efficiency issues. You know, Like with stuff getting stuck.
I think what we're gonna do, Joe. I think what we're gonna.
Yeah.
You've made me realise. This room needs to push the spiders that way, and the two that link to it need to send the spiders underneath it, because we want them to come out on the other side. And that will actually.
Oh, so we send them all to the middle?
Yeah, it'll probably make it easier as well.
Okay. And then, so should the bubble columns, or however we get the spiders, are we gonna bubble column the spiders up to wherever the players are standing?
Yes,
is that the idea?
That we will do. Yeah, definitely. Okay. And then we're gonna have to use the design we used in your base, which I can wing it off of memory. But if I can't, I need to go check it out.
We can always go look at it, yeah, if we have to. Okay, so I'll keep digging this out. You said this every 5 blocks gets lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then that's here.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the roof up here with the stone bricks. So what are your plans at the moment for the season?
Well, right now, Cleo and I just selected our castle that we're gonna build, and we haven't announced which one it is yet, but it is a castle that exists in the real world that people could go visit once it's safe. Oh. And because it is a real world castle, we were able to find model kits online. And we are going to schedule, we haven't had a date set yet, but we're going to schedule a day that we are going to do a craft stream where we both build models of the actual castle we're going to build in game out of model parts with like webcams pointed at our desks or whatever.
That's cool.
And so then when we talk about what we're going to work on that day on the server, we can like point at, here's the model on my desk of it. This is, you see this building here? We're going to do that, you know, that sort of thing.
That sounds super cool.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that, but we aren't going to probably break ground quite yet because we're waiting for the model kits to arrive in the mail. But yeah, so that's our big thing is working on those, working on the castle and a surrounding village. So yeah, I think.
Oh, did you just cut out?
Dang it, yeah. Sorry, I had to click on something in chat. If I switch windows, the push to talk cuts out in the Prox mod.
Ah, right, got ya. You using push to talk then?
Yeah, well, because I have a chronic cough, I feel like it's easier to avoid like accidentally coughing in y'all's streams or whatever. So.
How big do you reckon it's going to be in game then? Like, because you built a castle. Is it season 5?
Season 5. Oh yeah. So that castle that I built in season 5 is bigger than any real world castle because like it's a Dungeons and Dragons castle called Castle Ravenloft, and that thing is just gigantic. Like you couldn't actually, I mean, maybe today you could build a castle that big with modern materials and equipment and stuff, but like it would not have been feasible with like medieval technology to build that.
Yeah.
And so since we're doing an actual castle from like the 1500s or so, don't quote me on that. That might be the wrong date. But, you know, that's the other thing is I've got a week or two to like go learn all the actual history of the castle because we kind of chose it based on aesthetics and size. But it's about 170 meters on the long dimension and about 100 meters on the short dimension. So,
that's gonna look pretty good in game, I think, though.
Oh, yeah, because we wanted something that was big enough to look good, but not so big that you have problems with render distance, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that should work well.
I was in your area yesterday, and I like there's like lots of paths linking stuff up. Like wooden ones across the water. It looks good.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a big thing, was we needed to figure out where to place the castle and where to put the village buildings and stuff around. In order to make it work. Here's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. My pick is about to die, so I'm going to run back to my base and grab a bunch of stuff for the tinted glass at the same time that I get the stuff to repair my pick.
Okay, cool.
Would that be helpful?
I guess so.
And we can keep talking since we're on group.
Yeah, I got a feeling we won't get to tinted glass today, but actually, we're making a fair bit of pace at the moment, just the two of us.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, we got kind of some of the rough walls in, and just figuring out what the eye lines are going to be before we remove the lights is going to be helpful.
Yeah, you'll want to see if the spawner's active or not.
Yeah,
Does
definitely.
the tinted glass block out the particle effects? Actually, now I think about it, it doesn't.
I don't think so.
There's something, I'm sure there's something that stops you seeing the particle effects. It might be like something in replay mod, or maybe it's like an Optifine thing.
I think maybe there's something where you can't see particle effects through water. So like if you had a wall of like a waterfall, you might not be able to see it through that, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds about right. This game's always had those sort of like little weird glitches. It's because of the way it like renders in layers. And then they change the rendering engine, and then all of a sudden stuff behind water doesn't get rendered properly. I mean, you and I have played this game for a long time, and I've done the update videos. And so I've just seen, like, this game has just been so, like, horribly optimized from the beginning for, like, for how it performs today, because you forget that, like, they've added so much stuff into this game. And so they constantly, like, have updates where they redo bits of the rendering engine, and you see all these weird bugs just sort of, like, reintroduce themselves over and over again.
You know what? I'm seeing a lot of folks saying that the tinted glass will block the particles, but the spiders will still spin.
Ah.
And so that's valuable regardless then.
I was thinking back to my skeleton spawner, which I was using just not too long ago, and thinking, no, I could definitely see that it was active, but maybe I saw that it was active for that reason.
Okay, you know what? More people are chiming in now. Some people are saying it might be an Optifine thing, where Optifine will, as a optimization, not show particles through glass, which helps your frame rate, but in normal vanilla, you would see the particles.
Yeah, I doubt that's like, oh, we optimized it for your frame rate thing. That sounds like a bug to me.
Yeah, that's also possible.
Unless seeing it through glass is the bug to begin with.
Well, you know, the thing is, what they would have said is, don't render particles that the player doesn't have line of sight on, or something, but then it treats being on the other side of glass as not having line of sight, or something.
Makes sense, because the glass is blocking it.
Yeah.
Okay, I've just gotten to the bit of the water stream where it'll get a bit more interesting. So, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, row of signs, and then here is where it will start to go down again. I think the number we used before was 5, like you push 5 at a time.
Yeah, that was to keep the water flow strong enough, right?
That's correct, yeah. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it has to go down again. Yeah, and this means the one on the opposite side is going to have to be engineered like back to front to get it all lined up. May School says seeing through glass takes a lot of calculations. I'm literally picturing you sitting in a room looking outside with a calculator.
Oh, I was going to say a slide rule and a notebook. But yeah, that works too.
Like one of those little oddball comics or something.
Okay, I've got, yeah, I had enough amethyst to make 64 tinted glass, which is enough to get us started with just making sure that we can see once we put the walls in if the things are spinning.
I think you left some over here, by the way. I maybe should have said that.
Oh, yeah, I left a bunch the other day, but I didn't see it when I came back, so I wasn't sure if somebody walked off with it, or...
I came back into the area to like record a clip, and it was there then. Maybe you didn't look in the right chests because there's two lots.
Yeah,
of
that's it. I might not know what chest it was in. Somebody might have reorganized it somewhere, but I was like, even if we can't find it, I got to go back to get a new pick fixed anyway. So yeah, might as well grab some extra while I'm here.
I mean, if this, hang on, I hear slimes. That means there's a slime chunk nearby. Ooh.
Oh yeah, we found a slime chunk the other day.
That might be something to integrate into the area. It's like a little slime cooker or something.
Yeah, I mean, why not if we're there anyway? No sense wasting the CPU cycles having the area loaded and not capturing them.
Indeed. I messed around with a really interesting mod today, and sadly it didn't work. It's called Bobby, and what it is it's a render distance extender for servers.
Okay.
So you go on a server, right, and roam around, the mod it'll do is it'll save the world. So then when you go to parts of the world where you're not loading the other part, if it's in render distance, it saved it to your computer and it will load it in there. So you'll have the last time you went there loaded in the world.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, in execution, it didn't work so well. So what I did is I put like the latest backup of the world download into that folder to begin with. So when I logged into the world, the Bobby mod had the entire world available to it. And I pillared up really high, set the render distance to 32, and it seems like it was kind of reluctant to go further than like 24, 26 sort of distance. And in some directions, it wasn't loading further than like 20 or 19, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, the potential is pretty amazing there, because anyone on Hermitcraft can do as I did, put the whole world into this mod, and then set their render distance higher and just go and play. And then whenever you go to like an area that you haven't been to for a while, it will just replace those files. And so then when it's off in the distance, it will load it and you'll be able to see more of the world. It sadly didn't work very well. It also created like big lag spikes when you move around and you load new areas. So it was interesting, but kind of left a bit to be desired. Mason Smith says, that's odd-X. I use that mod and it works perfectly for me. Oh, I'm glad it works for you. I'd love to get it working smoothly, because it seems like it has like huge potential. Better on paper than execution, says Mio Matthews. That was my thinking. Oh, we just lost Joe. In-game as well. Is Joe still streaming? Maybe Joe lost his internet or something? His stream went down. I think Joe's lost his internet then. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, let's take this. I'll tell you what. Until he gets back, I'll turn these off. Let's take a moment to thank some peeps for the noises in the ear. Jin Mukang, thank you for 2 months. Cole Miko 6, thank you for 6 months. You got an impromptu night off. Have you been keeping well, X? Been loving the season 8 story so far. Glad you are, my dude. Glad you are. And glad to have you with us on an impromptu night off. I really wanted to do something spontaneous the other day. Right, when I got my second jab, I walked past the cinema, and there was a new M. Shyamalama movie out. And I thought, oh, I really like this guy's movies. I want to go watch it. And then I thought, oh, I could be spontaneous. So just have my jab. I need to take it easy. I could just go watch this movie. Why not? And and then unfortunately, it wasn't playing like at that time where I could be spontaneous and go. And then the reviews for it didn't look too great. And then I was like, all right. But I never do anything spontaneous. Everything is so planned. Like, there's always a schedule. There's always like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I just had the absolute urge to be completely spontaneous. Anyway, Joe's back. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Xisuma, sorry, my internet.
Yes. This gap has to stay here. It looks really weird, but it has to stay. Right, I'm still getting all...
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to be back with the new pick and the tinted glass shortly. I'm just trying to... For some reason, YouTube isn't starting the stream again, so I just need a second to deal with this technical thing.
Alright, cool. I think it's better to rename the stream to Hermit Helping Hermits. I mean, it's just me and Joe today, that's cool.
Yeah, the thing is, with HHH, like... It's one of those things, people show up who can when they can, but we also knew going into this week that with the Twitch Rivals thing coming up, like, that's a really big deal. A lot of people are trying to get other stuff done right now today so that they can be free for 4 hours on Thursday. Okay, so I just stopped and restarted the YouTube stream, and it says it's sending data on my end, but YouTube isn't getting it, so... Folks, yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, it should be... Looks like YouTube is now live, at least from Restream's end.
Cool. Yeah, we found out recently, apparently our Twitch contracts mean that we can stream on YouTube, and I could have swore it had like an exclusivity clause.
Well, it's 24 hours is the thing. So like you can't stream the same thing on Twitch and YouTube. Like so for me, because I stream both places simultaneously,
you made me think I should just do a stream on YouTube one day, and just like anyone who tunes in who doesn't come watch over here, I could just be like, you know, this is what I do on Twitch. You should really come over to Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, you could do like a promotional day to like a Twitch subscriber drive day where it's like, I'm going to be streaming on YouTube to promote my Twitch channel.
Yeah.
Which seems backwards, but I mean, I get a ton of viewers on YouTube though who just straight up don't like watching on Twitch. Like sometimes it's like what country they're in, there's like issues with the stream, or sometimes like, you know, like, oh, my school blocks Twitch but not YouTube, or, you know, where my family is or whatever. Like, so it's just like easier for some people to watch on different servers. So I just keep it up on both.
You know where this beacon is, right? It's right in the middle of the wall.
That's fun.
Well, we get here now through the the Nether, so you know, don't really need the scaffolding anymore.
That's true. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh no! Did I?
Some of that glass you got would be useful here, I guess, for now.
Yeah, I realized I think I put the tinted glass in the ender chest. Luckily, the ender chest is here too.
There's some tinted glass up there we could salvage. I can't remember if it blocks a beacon beam or not. I got a feeling it might, because the beacon emits light.
Let's try it. I've got one right now. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Definitely blocking the beam.
Ah, so the whole beacon, well, not the whole beacon, but some of the beacon needs to be moved. I could go do that, I guess.
Yeah, a bunch of people in my chat are saying, yeah, I can watch YouTube at work. But I'm assuming that like Twitch doesn't work in their office.
If they've got the know-how to block Twitch, why not YouTube?
Well, because YouTube has a lot of business uses.
I guess
training videos and
Twitch
stuff.
is more focused on gaming, I guess.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't have any ad skipping for Twitch, so it's just better off. Someone in my chat says. I get ads on Twitch. I don't get ads on YouTube though.
Yeah, I pay for that, whatever the fancy version is, because I got tired of rating people and then having to watch an ad and then missing their greeting. So there's like some sort of version of Twitch that you can pay for ad-free across the whole site.
Is it or something?
It might be called that. I'm not sure.
Watch out, zombie. Oh, it fell in a hole. I had that once, but I used Twitch so little that I was just like, this is me just wasting my money right here.
Yeah, well, it's just one of those things where it's like when I raid somebody, I want to be able to see the show.
Yeah.
You know. So.
On YouTube though, I got YouTube Premium.
Yeah, I got that too.
I just hate amazed
watching ads in general. Okay, and so I'm gonna go put tinted glass in the wall at the appropriate angle so that you'd be able to see both of these.
I would maybe wait a little bit first, just because. Well, we need to define again where that AFK spot is.
Well, I mean, the window will be big enough that. I mean, I guess
maybe don't put a window there. Maybe just leave that space open.
Yeah, that's true.
If a cave spider somehow gets there, then that's a pain. Joe, I would come back here for a second, because we need to... Like, did you mark where that spot was? Because I think it was sort of here-ish, where I am now. And you wouldn't need to move
No, I
those
didn't
blocks.
mark it. That would have been a very smart thing for us to mark. I will say that.
I think I might need a camera account now to just double check it. So if you stand behind me, and I'll stand on this spot, and then I'll bring on my camera account to check it.
I feel like it's where you are now. But I'll stand back so we don't interfere.
It'll take a second for this to load. I'm also going to switch to sitting, I think. Oof. That feels good. I've been standing for over an hour.
Oh, you got... Do you have the...
Sorry, you cut out.
Do you have one of those standing desks that goes up and down?
Yep. It's motorized as well. The last one I had was manual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of my previous employers had the motorized ones for everybody, and I loved it.
It's really nice to just, like, change your posture.
Yeah. Like, I try to structure my day so that, like, because my editing computer is not the same as my recording computer, I'm, like, not always sitting in the same chair at the same desk, you know? Yeah. And so I feel like that helps a little bit, you know? That I'll go sit at the kitchen table or whatever and do the editing.
The line of sight here is kind of weird. So I'm gonna remove a bunch of blocks. So it's these ones on this side. So if we make that the spot where the player stands, right? Okay. Looks like... Oh, wait. Remove that. Let's go try it again. Aha, right. So I've got... I mean, how much of a window do you want here? Because you could make like a kind of small one.
I mean, I think having the window be bigger will show the scale of the project better.
Okay, yeah.
So like, if you're saying like, is this where the window would go, or?
I am just putting
like
my
right
camera
here?
account inside of my player head so that like I can put it on the other screen, and then when I move, I can kind of see the same line of sight. So now I can go down here while I'm looking at it on the other screen, and I reckon. Get rid of some of that.
Okay.
Probably don't need... Oh no, that's actually making a big difference. So what happens when I put that there? Okay, that's kind of awesome. Then over there, that's pretty much it as well. In fact, you're kind of looking at it. If I put these blocks here though, it does unfortunately block off a little bit more. So I reckon over here, do this. Yeah, and then put glass that goes up just a little bit more in that space, comes around the corner. Yeah, that'll look good. And then you don't need
so
this.
do you want the glass to start here and go down? Yeah, okay.
Like, and in the corner behind it as well.
Okay, so like back through here.
Yeah. Then it should look good.
Bring it
you
around.
can come have a look yourself. It looks pretty good.
Okay, great. Yeah, I am going to have to go get more tinted glass before I can do all of this. But yeah, we can get the core concept in right now.
There might be one other thing you can do that's kind of weird. You'll understand it. Yeah. So, like, when you look through this space, you're looking through two lots of tinted glass. But if you made this into a tinted glass box where I'm standing is filled up, then it wouldn't do that. Which is probably worth considering in a weird way.
Yeah, because it would be just one volume rather than two separate layers. I see what you're saying.
I got that double sound now. We might need this camera again. That was kind of useful. In fact, we could literally do it now for the next one. Oh no, you can kind of see it already. So maybe you might want to put like a little bit. I don't know. If you want to actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get. I feel like we had more chests somewhere.
Yeah, there's these ones here.
There's those two, but I didn't see the tinted glass in either of those.
Okay, the other chests are.
Were they
top.
up the scaffold we just broke?
Like, yeah, just over here. Oops. Nope. Oh, I can't remember how to use this thing.
Are you trying
There
to
you
go
go.
across?
Yeah, here are the other chests.
Oh, yeah. So there's a bunch of amethysts. Oh, I should have brought more glass. Because we have a bunch of crystals. Okay.
Right, I think all the roof is done. I've lost track of where I was at with this. And I'm not sure the way back in. Oh, and I needed to remove the beacon, right. Yes, all the roofs are done. And now we're doing walls. That doesn't need to be there anymore. And I need to change the beacon.
Okay.
Someone says we don't need tinted glass between the spawners because the space will be dark anyway, which is a pretty good point. Like,
okay,
if you wanted
so we
to
could just
salvage that and replace it with like something different, you might be able to get. Oh, you're going for it then?
Yeah. Well, this was one of the reasons though that I had asked, like, should we just make the whole thing as wide as the widest point? Like, if we just remove this this triangle here.
I see what you're saying, but then down the bottom, like the water streams would get awkward.
Okay, but at the higher levels here, we could possibly have this. Like,
yeah.
I guess.
So if you had it open, I know what you're saying. Like, let's say there's like a diagonal wall. At some point, that wall has to end, and if it ends at the bottom, then the water streams have to work with it. And if it ends higher up, then you're creating a lip that the cave spiders can get on.
Yeah, but like if it's, yeah, I suppose you're right. Now, one thing I've seen is you can use trap doors to stop the cave spiders from climbing above a stripe of those.
I don't know too much about tricking their behavior. I think I might understand kind of what that's about, but I think I've got to work with what I know to some extent.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Here, if you're going to do like the box of glass thing, I've still got the other camera account on, so like if this is a wall, you can't actually see that. So if you want to make your box of glass,
like make a wedge is kind of what you're talking about.
you could make it this shape. And then you could do the ceiling like the same as well, I think. So like have all of this come along in this shape. If that makes any sense. Also, the floaty minecart's back here.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, this generally makes sense. I guess it seems like we might be able to get away with not having the glass as long as the spiders don't path toward the player.
They might get on this lip here is essentially the problem. Like we could just leave it now, and if it becomes a problem, put the glass in later.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing about the glass, is for it to be really effective, we need to then have the entire back wall behind the spawner be glass too, with lights on the other side of it, so you can see the silhouettes of things in front of the light. Does that make sense? Because
I'm not sure.
When we... Okay, so, Xisuma, when you look through the glass now, you're seeing the lights inside the room, lighting the room, right? So if a spider fell, it would be lit up by the lights inside. When we remove all those lights, it'll be pitch dark inside of here. And so we need another wall of tinted glass behind what we're trying to look at, with lights behind that to, like, make a shadow of the silhouette of the things falling past, or so you can see the spiders spinning.
Yeah, I would do that.
Whatever.
I would do that after it's running though, like.
Okay, because
another thought just crossed my mind. Those stone bricks need to be slabs, because it's going to be dark in there. So unless we put glass on top
mobs
of
would
it,
spawn.
Yeah,
I have to put glass on top of it. Yeah, you're right.
And I keep forgetting. I need to get iron. Move that beacon.
So I'll put just one row of these here for now, but let me run this way.
And we got a whole other one of these to do. This is going to take us like 2 more streams.
Well, this is a good fallback for when we don't necessarily have anything else
Yeah,
super
that's true.
pressing. Cleo and I, when we do start doing some of the bigger stuff on our castle, are probably going to want to do an HHH around that.
I'd be so down to help.
Because
for me,
there's
this
a lot of
project is kind of like,
landscaping.
I don't need this, but like, it's fun, so...
It's an interesting challenge. Like,
Yeah.
I enjoy working on stuff like this. That's one of the reasons I've got, like, I was trying to explain this to my some of my fans the other day. I was like, yeah, my spider spawner in my basement is kind of like having a hot rod in the garage. It's not really for going to work or anything. It's just for messing around and tinkering with when I need to think, you know.
Exactly.
It's relaxing rather than like something that's actively a project that's productive.
Totally. And as the season develops, I'm sure, like some of us, like you said, like with the castle and other things, we'll pick up projects that like need more attention.
Yeah, Jevin still has that huge dig that he wants help with. It was just a question of like.
Oh right, I
timing.
thought he cancelled that, or does he still want to do that?
He postponed it, I think. He was like, I'm not ready yet.
Oh
But,
yeah,
like,
that
that
sounds
wasn't-
right.
It wasn't canceled per se. It was just postponed.
Oh! Oh, I'm an idiot! I just expanded the
What
beacon in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh.
That was a waste. I might have a lot of iron, but I'm taking this back. Have you been watching the Olympics then, Joe?
No, not really. Usually I watch it in years where if I happen to be on vacation or traveling when they're on, like sometimes the Winter Olympics overlaps with Mardi Gras, which is a celebration in like February or March here in the, do y'all do Mardi Gras? Probably not in
We
England,
do
but
not.
maybe in France.
For some reason I just lost the ability. Oh, wait, hang on.
But yeah, sometimes the Winter Olympics is the same times as Mardi Gras, and so that's perfect because you go out to a few parades, then you come back and you take a break and you watch curling for a few hours. It's just relaxing. But this year, since I'm at home and I don't really watch a lot of live TV at home, it's just not gonna be a thing for me, I guess.
Fair enough. I've been watching like a lot of it. The timing I think was right. I kind of came back from like my vacation with a bit of a renewed like mindset on how to treat doing stuff. Like YouTube's a bit of a rat race, and you get kind of caught up in like productivity. Got to do this, got to do that, got to do this, got to do that. And then I came back from my vacation just feeling like I wanted to focus on enjoying, and so like everything I was going to do was just going to be like relaxed. And
Awesome.
And so like I just instantly got drew into the Olympics because it was like, that's on, that's different, I'm gonna watch that. And I've watched loads of it. It's been really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Yeah, I don't I think part of it too is that the BBC has better coverage than some of the American networks.
Could be. The
and
coverage
so
is very like it's very sort of like built around Team GB and us being successful, right? Like they gather that kind of like national spirit, if you like. It's not very neutral, let's say.
Yeah. Well, so I don't have an antenna on my television, and I don't have cable or anything.
Well, dude,
So-
you can watch iPlayer online for free.
You can watch iPlayer online for free because
You know, just use a VPN, you'll be fine.
I'm not gonna do that. It's not worth it to me. It's too much effort. But
Oh, okay.
no, I mean I know I could, but it's just
Yeah.
not.
I mean, if you don't want to watch it,
priority.
you don't. That's fine. But like, there are ways if ever you want to watch something on the BBC. Like the iPlayer has like so many shows and stuff on there.
Yeah, I mean, I usually just buy. Like, I'm a big fan of supporting, the folks that are making things. So I usually just buy whatever shows that I really want to watch on iTunes, and then that way I've got it. Even if they lose their Netflix deal or whatever later, I can still watch it whenever. But
I mean, I could
live
say
events like the Olympics, it doesn't really work.
It's free, but like, what's actually happening is when I use iPlayer over here and watch a show for free, my TV license is paying for that essentially, right? Like I've already paid for it.
Well, and I don't know like how any of that works. And so if I ever like go to England for a summer, I guess I'm gonna have to learn. But that's one of those things that's kind of weird. Is now that my daughter's going away for the summer every year to see her mom, I've got like I could just leave the country for 2 months, and like
and
you know,
can
it opens
work
up
remotely from a laptop if you
Yeah,
or
exactly.
just take a break.
Yeah, well, I would love to be able to take a 2-month break, but I'm not quite there I'm not at that point in my career. But yeah, more realistically, you know, I would, because laptops just keep getting better and better. So
They do.
Yeah.
I brought one and like didn't like I couldn't find like how to figure out what graphics card I had, because they sort of like base them off of similar models like GTX 1050 or whatever, but they like they're not the same thing. So when trying to find out what the specs of my one was, I really couldn't like figure it out. I've since found out how you change the name of the graphics card to then actually find what the product name is and all the ratings and stuff. So I thought I was like getting one with a bit of juice, and it's kind of naff. So I've got this like laptop where in the back of my mind it was like, if I need to do work from the road, this will do it, but it doesn't. So if ever I want to like work from the road, my laptop isn't good
Whoa,
enough.
you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, mine is just barely like I can stream 720p well enough, which, you know, for being on the road is fine, but it's not quite recording ready. It is great for editing though. Like I explicitly got it for editing, so that way I'm not stuck in the studio all day. I can be like sitting next to my daughter while she's doing her homework. I'm doing my editing, you know, at the kitchen table or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's just easier. But yeah, I'm hoping though in the next few years, like unless I jump to all of a sudden recording everything in 4K, I feel like the laptops are going to catch up to 1060p recording and streaming relatively soon.
Yeah, they probably can if you've got like a big enough budget, but yeah, with time it all kind of increases. I don't think like 4K. I mean, I don't see like more than 1080 really taking off in my mind, like especially with a lot of people watching stuff on tablets and on mobile.
Oh, and on phones. Yeah, I agree with you. It's one of those things, like I thought about, so even though I can't record at 4K on my current computer, one thing that I know I can do is I can export replay mod files at 4K. So there was one episode I made where I was like, I wonder, I could do this entire episode in replay mod and export it at 4K just as an experiment. But it ended up being kind of unwieldy and slowing me down too much. I was just like, you know what? I don't have the tech or the patience. I don't have the time and the technology to make this work right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, I know some people do 1440. Yeah. I'll come back to that experiment when I have more free time.
Yeah. For me, it's like personally, like my eyes are just can't tell the difference above 1080p. So.
Well, I think part of it is now that I've got like a 5K monitor that on my
5K?
desktop.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, I think. Well, is it? This one is.
What resolution is that then? Fimlaw says this gal had a 600 gigabyte episode in 1080p. If it's that big, he's doing something wrong with his codec.
Yeah, he has some encoder issues. That's a separate thing. Okay, you know what? I checked. This new monitor is only 4K, but the iMac I had, so I got a 5K iMac when my old employer went out of business, like super cheap. And
that's cool.
So yeah, it's one of those things. Somebody says 5K iMac is 5120 by 2880. Yeah. And so it's one of those things, like when you blow it up full screen on that, and I know there are some people that do watch the show on big TVs, and TVs are getting cheaper and cheaper, you know?
Tell me about it. I'm bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still happy. I got a 1080p TV when my kid was a baby, and she's 8 now, so it's probably like 7 years old, and I'm gonna hold on to that as long as I can, because I am not like a rushing to buy new stuff guy.
Yeah, I got a 720p monitor or telly that I got in 2006, and I'm still using that. I just use it on the treadmill. It just sits in front of it. Just like watch a show while I'm on there.
Yeah, the reason for the monitor that I wanted so high resolution is so that I can play Minecraft at like 1080p, but then have my chats and my OBS on the same screen on either side of it.
Got you. Is it a very big screen then?
It's not a huge screen. It's maybe 21 inches. It's high pixel density.
Oh,
but,
right.
you know, the big thing is I want Minecraft to run at native resolution 1080p in a window, and then I want to have all the other stuff around it so that I can be generally, like, on the webcam, you know, you can kind of see my eyes moving left and right to look at the Twitch or the YouTube chat, or glance down to look at OBS, you know? And then I've got a second monitor that I'm running Discord and my PayPal alerts on.
I've got a triple monitor set up. And I gotta say, like, the switch from 2 to 3 was kind of like, I'm not sure if it's that much more productive, but it can definitely be distracting. Like, you can just put too much stuff in front of yourself sometimes.
Yeah. Well, and when I'm recording, I have a totally different set of needs than when I'm recording and streaming. You know, I think streaming is where there's a sense of urgency to, like, I have to have all this information in front of me, you know?
Yeah, you need your chat, you need your statistics and whatnot.
Yeah, and like a lot of times if I'm doing a complex build, I've got like notebooks with graph paper in them, and like so that's my third screen, is like looking at my notebooks where I've got sketches of like, go 20 blocks this way and then build a pillar, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I have like note files that I leave open when I'm like recording and doing stuff throughout the day, just make little notes of what needs to be done. Joe, I'm gonna be wrapping mine up in 5 minutes. So
okay.
I'm gonna take a moment to just thank the noises in my ear and talk to my chat for the last 5, I think.
Gotcha. I was just about to grab some tinted glass and head back, but or I was gonna grab normal glass so we could make tinted glass, but yeah, I might go punch a few more windows in and then go back and work on my house. So I'll be streaming for at least another 45 minutes. If you don't mind raiding me, you're welcome to.
Oh, I'll absolutely raid you, Joe. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Thank you, X. Appreciate it.
So for my peeps, the Hermitcraft continues.
Woo! My peeps too! Yay!
Awesome. Alright, then, dude.
Have a great one.
Cat dog? Don't know what that's about. Where are we at? My noises are not on the screen. There we go. Cole Miko 6 for 6 months. Thank you. Oh no, we did actually read that one out now that I read the message. Thank you, my dude. Madaray, thank you for 13 months. And DJ Will Kane, thank you for 5. Thank you for the support, peeps. It's appreciated as always. We'll have, as I said, a couple of minutes here just to hang out and chat. Let's turn it over to the chat. Oh, someone's trying to help with the villager design I showed at the beginning. Thank you, I appreciate that. We'll chat about other stuff here at the end, though. You're new to the stream, but you watch on YouTube. Hello, welcome, welcome. Cover the walls with trapdoors like Doc M did. I don't think that'll be necessary. We've actually like built a design that works pretty well. If we encounter some issues, trapdoors might be a solution. But for now, also trapdoors are kind of expensive. Like you gotta farm a lot of trees for those trapdoors, right? So that's something to be mindful of. Where we're currently at, the water streams are just going to like meet at that level there. Which is actually a little bit further down than I thought. I can hear that slime still. So somewhere here there's a slime. A slime chunk. Make them out of iron. But then you have to power them all. And then powering them all can be a little bit tricky. Because you might not be able to power. Like, how do I power that block? Right, on that side. How do I put a trapdoor there? You know, it gets tricky to power all the iron doors based on where they are. Iron trapdoors even. It's going to go down to sort of that level, isn't it? Right, I kind of don't want to let all this stuff despawn as well. I'd never like letting stuff despawn. So we'll place a few more blocks here. So yeah, basically, they're going to come down to this level. Possibly a little bit lower. Actually, yeah, this side will have to be done to meet that side there. Then they'll all kind of converge and go in that direction, and then we'll bring them into a elevator that goes up. Simples. It's also very simple. Did you see the mixed triathlon Olympics? I caught bits of it. There's so much stuff going on at the Olympics. I just watched the BBC coverage and switched between the things that have my interest the most. Definitely going to do that tomorrow morning. This morning I kind of forgot. I just kind of like immediately had other things on. Actually, I want that. I immediately had other things on my mind, and so I just got up, started doing stuff, and then I was like, didn't think about the Olympics until like the middle of the day. And I watched some of the women's powerlifting, and man, God, the weight they lift and put above their head is incredible. Did you see Limp Bizkit at Lollapalooza? Says Becca. I mean, not as in like I saw them, but like what did they play? Did they make a splash? I'm gonna check that out, because Lollapalooza's in a different country, right? That's a classic festival right there. Rollins Band played one of the first iterations of that. That guy with the long hair is here with a donation saying, "Hey X, could you watch out for my message in Twitch chat? It's longer than is allowed for a donation message." Yes, I will, my dude. Hey X, the guy who designed your shield banner design here. My Twitter name is different. You're my favourite hermit, and I've been watching you since Hermitcraft was a thing. So to have my own little mark on the series I've been watching over 1,000 episodes is so awesome. It makes me smile every time I see it. Also, I hope you enjoyed the Evil X designs, even though they may not be as applicable as the Derpy Axolotl. I bookmarked one of them, so thank you so much for sharing. And zoom out a little bit. Hope you like the HD version, because like it would have looked a bit derpy on the banner, which kind of ties into the Derpy Axolotl. Yeah, so with the HD resource pack, it looks even cleaner on here. So thank you for sharing that, my dude. Appreciate it. And thank you for sharing the Evil X ones. I've bookmarked one of them, and I admittedly had forgotten that I bookmarked it. By the way, I've got the voice mod on. I need to turn all that off. I mean, was Joe still in the group chat? Because, oh, wrong button. Joe might have been able to, otherwise Joe would have heard me, like, waffling on in the area. Wait, what? Where am I? What's happening right? Hello? Hello? Whoa, that was really weird. That was really weird. It just occurred to me as soon as I pressed that, it just occurred to me that some people in chat won't know what that is. Oh, it's such a great trolling tool. Because I can go, oh, I'm having an existential... No, I'm having an out-of-body experience. Oh, God. Oh, God, I can... Why am I here now? Oh, does that mean I can do that other trick that I like doing? Yes. Yes. It's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. All the way. Oh. Oh, I feel sick and dizzy now. Oh, God, I need to stop. Ugh. Okay. Also, if I just go over here, you can also do this. Oh, hello. What? I'm over here now. Hi. It's so great. I really love being able to use those kind of tools, I guess you could call them, because they make what you're doing a little bit more interesting for people watching. You know. Let's do it again. Oh, hello! Oh, now I'm over here. It's like a cutscene. Multicam production, yeah, literally, in-game. In-game multi-camera production-ness of Doom going on right here. Who always says of Doom, hey? Who always says of Doom? That's right! Mumbo! No. Joe Hills? No. Let's do the raid now. Peeps, thank you everybody for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow with Mini Motorways, and then Thursday is Hermit Rivals. Do not forget it. Check the schedule. Obviously right now we're going to do a raid on Joe. I'm going to send you over so you got more Hermitcraft. There it is. Excellent. Massive thank you to everyone for tuning in today. Thank you to all the peeps who subscribed, resubscribed, donated, and cheered. Thank you to all of my patrons for your support. And thank you for all the gifted subs. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.